Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan. This is the Blue Collar Wine Program where I always want you to understand that wine is not a mystery, it's just a beverage, and it's all about your palate, what you like. However, as I always say, don't get stuck in a rut. Always branch out. Today we're going to do a blind episode. Now this is not double blind. I know they're all Merlot. You know how much I'm pumping Merlot. Don't get tired of it because I want that varietal to come back to where it should be. Merlot is an awesome wine. Not every place in the world should make Merlot, as I've said many times. I believe Washington State, Bordeaux in France make some awesome Merlot. I also like some Merlots from Italy. And, you know, California can do it sometimes. Not all the time. So I had somebody bag these up for me. I have no idea what they are in the bags. I'm going to go through them. I'll grade them. And then we'll unveil them. So let's get started with number one. Number one. I'm not going to zoom in. There it is. Let's do just a little bit of a rinse. Always should rinse your glass because you never know, what is in there. Still wearing the Seahawks stuff. It's hard to win a Super Bowl. This is the second time Seattle's been to the Super Bowl. They won it this year. Awesome. I hope they do it again. It's just a really difficult thing to do, as you know. So let's see what we get on the nose with number one. Oh, better grab my pen. We got to put my grade on the back. A little bit of vanilla, mocha, getting some cinnamon action on this one. A lot of currants. It smells fairly ripe. To me, when I say it smells ripe, it actually has a little brown sugar action, not a lot. I'm not saying it has a lot of brown sugar, but like really ripe currants, getting to that fig area. Yeah, I know for a lot of you guys that, cinnamon coming through big time, is it? So I like the nose on this. It smells like it could have some alcohol on it. I don't know for sure. But I do like the brown currants and the cinnamon action. Let's see what we get on the palate. So this baby is kind of thin. I mean, it's thin. I get a little bit of I get the currants, I get a little bit of, it's starting to pop a little bit. These have been open for a while, so it's not for lack of decanting. Get some spice action. It's still thin, but there's some good flavors on it. I get the currants, I get a little bit of chocolate tones on it. The cinnamon comes through on the backside, which is interesting. That's still there. I get it. I'm still saying it's thin, but it has some pretty good flavors. The finish hangs on with that cinnamon element. Maybe a little bit of tobacco, front to back for sure. The more I put it in my mouth, the more I'm like, it isn't that bad. At first, man, I was like, is there anybody in there? I mean, it was like, is there anybody there? But it has some stuff going on. Still thin up front. It's okay. It's not great. I'm going to give it a C-. It's C minus. It's almost average, maybe not quite average. There's some interesting flavors, so I'm going to go C on that. I think the flavors are there. I'm going to go, this is an average Merlot. I don't know what it costs or anything. I'm not supposed to tell you what I do. You know, sometimes I am. So, you already know what I... There you go. So, you know, I'm going to just jot down what I think it's worth. Hope it's not more than that. But we'll go with that. On to number 2. Give it a little rinse. Excuse me. Excuse me. Number 2. Let's see what we get on the nose. You know, it's amazing to this day how many people say, yeah, I'm getting more and more people saying they like Merlot, which is good. I see it picking up a little bit in my department, but it's still not where it should be. I'm getting the dark currants on this. A little perfumed, like beauty bark action. A little tobacco. I like the beauty bark thing. That's pretty interesting. It's pretty intense, actually, on the nose. Just out of curiosity. Yeah, this is a little bit of ruby color. You know, getting into that ruby purple thing. Yeah, lots of currants. It's you know, it's really popping on the nose. The beauty bark is there. The tobacco. Let's see what we get on the palate. Nice intensity. This has a lot more weight on the palate than the last one. A lot of, I get that bark, not a huge, it's a little quiets down on the palate. A lot of, definitely a lot of currants. I get a hint of minerality right on the mid palate, kind of comes through, and then it goes into the finish. The dirt, forest floor kind of barkish thing really hits on the end. And then there's just like nice little like warm spice, baking spices coming through on the backside, which I like. Nice little grippy kind of crushed rock thing going on in the back end. The finish is nice and long. I like that. I get a little dark cherry even with the currants, a little black cherry on the backside, maybe a hint of blackberry. That has a lot going on with that wine. Okay, there we go. On to number 3. One of the nice things about blinding, single blind, when you know the varietal, is, and they always say this, is that, you know, it keeps your mind from getting prejudiced. Like if you see a label, maybe you really liked that in the past, so your mind might automatically gravitate to a stronger opinion, a more, well, you know, I really like this producer. So it kind of takes that away. It takes a winemaker away. It takes a producer away. It takes, you know, any friendships with your sales rep away. It takes all that away. So a lot of people like to do that. with their wines. Again, this has almost identical color to the last one, a little darker, kind of a ruby red going on. You know, not black, but it's a little darker. I like that. Okay, let's see what we get on the nose with number 3. Oh, this has bark all over it. It's barking at me. It's like Bella barking at me. That was funny. Last episode, had minks, had my grandson, had my stepdaughter. You know, a lot going on. My stepdaughter said, maybe you should put a sign out on the door that says, in the process of shooting an episode. Not a bad idea. I think I'm going to do that. So I get a lot of, like a bark element. This is more on the blackberry cherry side on the nose. You know, fairly good viscosity. Yeah, I'm going to go blackberry cherry, kind of a mixed berry element on the nose. With a little cherry thrown in there, maybe a slight hit of currant. Let's see what we get on the palate. I like the nose on this. Now this one's very polished. There's a lot of people who are going to like this one. It's polished. It's got good fruit. It's not over the top. I think it's a little hotter than the other two as far as alcohol. We'll see. We will see. I definitely get that blackberry, currant, cherry thing. Black cherries going on. Good intensity, good concentration. The cat again. I get some tobacco and rose petal on the backside, which I find quite interesting. Little white pepper, black pepper, spice thing going on the backside. Just a trace of minerality on the back of the mid palate going into the finish. This is well structured, powerful, yet hold back. You can tell it's got some pipes, but it's not going to use them on you. It's not gonna hit you, but it's there. It's got some weight. It's got some power. It's going to lay down for a little bit. This is Killer Merlot. I mean, I like number 2 quite a bit. This one just takes it another step. Like a little more power, a little more, good structure, good finish. I'm still tasting the stuff. That blackberry cherry thing is just hanging around. It even goes to the, it doesn't quite get there, but it goes a little bit chocolate on you on the mid palate. Yeah. I'm curious to find out what that one is. All right. That's weird. Doesn't always work out this way, but number 3, first place. Number 2, second place. Number 1, third place. Well, I kind of blew it, guys. I gave number 1 a C. I'm guessing around $12. Okay. Etna Valley Vineyard 2010 Merlot, Paso Robles, San Luis Obispo County, 13.9 alcohol. A lot of you guys know Etna Valley. I gave this one a C. It rolls in at $13. I guess 12. Not too shabby this time. Better to be lucky than good, right? Thought it was just a little thin. Had some good flavors, but just a little thin. Now on to number 2. I gave this one an A minus, B plus. I guessed it at 20 bucks. Ooh, I was way off on that one. St. Laurent Estate Winery 2008 Merlot, Wahluke Slope, Washington. This one rolls in at $13. Now, that is a great value. For 13 bucks, I guessed it at about 20. $13 is a great value play from St. Laurent. We did their cab in the episode with Roger, and that one turned out really well. I like that one. I gave it an A minus, B plus, kind of in between. $13. That is a killer value. And then in first place, with an A, I'm guessing about 24 bucks, where I'm at. Okay. This is the Gifford Herlinger 2008 Estate Merlot, Walla Walla Valley. $21. Not too bad, I guess, on the price. Now, I love Gifford Herlinger. These are great wines, great values from Walla Walla. It's hard to find Walla Walla Valley fruit. And this one rolls in at 14.2% alcohol. And the St. Laurent was 13.9. So I gave this one an A. I was just about going to A plus, but you know, great bottle of wine. They all showed good. I'm not so sure if Paso Robles is the best expression of the Merlot fruit. Just an example. Honestly, I don't think it's the best place to grow it, but that's just my opinion. You guys, maybe you like that style of wine. That's okay. Perfectly okay. Thanks for watching. Cheers, and here's to keeping the snob out of wine.